Been thinking quite a lot recently about how strange life really is. Just everyday life. The way most of us go through years without really paying attention to ourselves. And I think part of the problem is nothing changes dramatically enough for us to notice. That's what makes it dangerous. Because when people imagine health problems, imagine sudden moments like a heart attack, bad news from a doctor, serious illness, something dramatic. But real life usually doesn't work like that. Happens quietly. So quietly that most of us barely notice the process happening. Maybe your energy starts dropping. Small aches begin appearing. Knees hurt a little more. Sleep badly, but don't think much of it. Stop moving as much. Maybe you've gained weight over the years. But because it happened gradually, you barely registered it happening. And I think we're incredibly good at explaining these things away. Say things like, well, getting older now. Work has been stressful. Life is busy. I'll sort it out later. And I've done the same. Probably more times than I'd like to admit. But the interesting thing is, your body is incredibly honest, responds to everything. Years of good habits and years of bad habits. Stress, poor sleep, lack of movement, bad food. Keeps recording all of it quietly in the background. Sometimes I wonder how many years we spend avoiding the truth when we've been looking directly at it every single morning. Because every day, there it is, the mirror. The mirror never lies. The strange part is, it's never hiding the truth from us. We just became very good at pretending not to notice. So what's one of the biggest lies we tell ourselves? It's the idea that we've got loads of time. Like somehow, there's always another perfect moment coming. Next week, get serious after summer, maybe next month, maybe after this busy period, maybe when life finally settles down a bit. And honestly, I said all of those things myself. I think most people do. Because putting things off feels harmless in the moment. Doesn't feel like a big deal. Skipping one workout doesn't feel serious. Ordering takeout again instead of cooking, it's not a big deal. Staying up too late, scrolling on your phone, telling yourself you'll catch up on sleep tomorrow. It all feels small, temporary, like little decisions that don't really matter that much. But that's kind of a trap, because while we keep delaying, our body doesn't delay with us. It doesn't hit pause. It keeps responding to everything we do and everything we don't do. Every stressful day we ignore, every night of poor sleep, every meal where convenience wins over nutrition, every week where movement gets pushed further down the priority list. The weird part is, most of the time nothing dramatic happens straight away. Don't wake up one morning and instantly feel the damage. So your brain convinces you everything's fine. You think, say, I'm okay, can deal with this later. But health doesn't usually work like that. It's quiet, but slowly in the background. Little habits stacking up over months and sometimes years. Because there's no immediate consequence, we keep telling ourselves we've got time, plenty of time, till one day Your energy feels completely drained. Your body starts sending warning signs. You feel older than you should. You realize simple things don't feel as easy anymore. And suddenly, the thing you kept saying you deal with later becomes something you wish you'd started sooner. And isn't it fascinating? Is how forgiving the human body really is. Puts up with a credible amount. Years of poor sleep, years of stress, and years of eating badly. Years of sitting more and moving less. But it still keeps going. Keeps working for us. Without complaint. At least in the beginning. And I think because the body is so patient, we start assuming everything is fine. And we think, well, I feel okay. So nothing bad must be happening. But underneath all of that, the body's working harder than we realize. Blood pressure slowly creeping up. Inflammation is building quietly. The arteries gradually becoming less healthy. Energy system struggling. Hormones becoming effective. The body adapts though, until eventually adapting becomes too difficult. Sometimes think that's one of the biggest mistakes we make. We mistake silence for safety. Just because the body isn't screaming doesn't mean nothing is happening. Sometimes damage doesn't announce itself. Sometimes it builds quietly over the years. By the time we finally decide to pay attention, we're often surprised how long the warning signs had already been there. The body remembers everything, even when we pretend not to. Funny thing about hospitals, nobody thinks about them until suddenly they have to go. Nobody wakes up thinking today feels like a good day for a life-changing bad news. And yet, every single day, hospitals are full of people who thought exactly the same thing. People who believed health was automatic, something permanent, something guaranteed. Maybe that's human nature. We rarely appreciate what quietly works for us. We don't think about our heart beating, or our kidneys working, or lungs doing their job. We don't think about any of it until something stops working properly, and suddenly everything changes. Then health becomes important. Then food matters. Then movement matters. Then stress matters. Then sleep matters. And I sometimes wonder, why do we wait so long? Why do we wait until fear enters the conversation? Why do we wait until someone in a white coat starts asking uncomfortable questions? Maybe because deep down, we all think serious things happen to other people, not us. Not yet. But health is strange. You rarely appreciate it until you feel it beginning to disappear. I think that's the saddest part. So much suffering could probably have been avoided. We simply started paying attention earlier. Funny thing about hospitals, nobody thinks about them until suddenly they have to go. Nobody wakes up thinking today feels like a good day for a life-changing bad news. And yet, every single day, hospitals are full of people who thought exactly the same thing. People who believed health was automatic, something permanent, something guaranteed. Maybe that's human nature. We rarely appreciate what quietly works for us. We don't think about our heart beating, or our kidneys working, lungs doing their job. Don't think about any of it till something stops working properly, and suddenly everything changes. Then health becomes important, then food matters, then movement matters, then stress matters, then sleep matters. And I sometimes wonder, why do we wait so long? Why do we wait until fear enters the conversation? Why do we wait until someone in a white coat starts asking uncomfortable questions? Maybe because deep down, we all think serious things happen to other people, not us, not yet. But health is strange. You rarely appreciate it until you feel it beginning to disappear. I think that's the saddest part. So much suffering could probably have been avoided. We simply started paying attention earlier. You know, the good news in all of this, human body is remarkable. It really is. I think sometimes people underestimate just how much the body does want to heal, wants balance, wants recovery, wants to work with you, even after years of neglect. And maybe that's the hopeful part, because no matter where someone is right now, change is possible. It's not overnight, not through extreme diets, no shortcuts, not through chasing the latest trend, just simple, consistent choices, repeated over time. Walking more, eating better, and sleeping properly, reducing stress where possible, giving the body a chance to do what it was designed to do. And I think one of the biggest mistakes people make is believing they've left it too late. Maybe you've gained weight. Maybe your energy feels terrible. Maybe you don't feel like yourself anymore. That doesn't mean the story is over. It simply means something needs to change. Maybe that's the point I keep coming back to. Don't have to wait for the hospital. Don't have to wait for the bad news. Don't need life to scare you into action. You can start before that moment arrives. And who knows? The decisions you make today might completely change what your future looks like. It's not because you became perfect, but simply because you finally decided to start listening. Maybe that's where everything begins. I genuinely think this is closer to your real voice